This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome to News 25. It's Tuesday, August 24th. I'm Janet Arrett, in for Deanna O'Donnell. The Nye County District Attorney's Office is adding a more serious charges to the criminal complaint against a driver accused of causing a deadly crash on US 95 earlier this year. Brad Francis has more.
The Nye County DA's office says it has amended its criminal complaint against Tyler Kennedy to add 5 counts of DUI causing death or substantial bodily harm. Kennedy stands accused of causing a March 27th crash on US 95 in northern Nye County that killed 39-year-old Michael Drumier, his 12-year-old daughter Georgia, and his fiancée, 38-year-old Lauren Starcevich. 2 other children in the vehicle survived. All 5 victims were Idaho residents on their way to Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon for a family vacation. The DA's office says Kennedy now faces the 5 DUI causing death or substantial injury counts, in addition to the original 5 counts of reckless driving causing death or substantial injury. Each DUI count carries a maximum punishment of 8 to 20 years imprisonment, while each reckless driving count carries a maximum of 2.5 to 6 years behind bars. In a statement, District Attorney Chris Arabia says, "We now have enough to charge the DUI and take it to a preliminary hearing and then eventually a jury should the prosecution withstand scrutiny at the Justice Court level. If the DUI can be proven, we'll prove it." Arabia goes on to say, "This is a devastating tragedy and we're doing all we can to present the best prosecution possible." The preliminary hearing in the case against Kennedy is scheduled for August 30th and 31st in Beatty Justice Court.
Death Valley National Park is reporting that 2 hikers have died on the same trail in just the last week.
The first person died last Wednesday, August 18th, while hiking near Red Cathedral along the Golden Canyon Trail in Death Valley National Park. 60-year-old Lawrence Standback of San Francisco collapsed and died on the trail. National Park staff received a report of suspected heat stroke and CPR in progress at 1:40 p.m. Search and rescue was initiated and park rangers responded on foot, locating Standback and confirming that he was deceased. This past Saturday, August 21st, another person died along the same trail. 52-year-old Blake Chaplin of Leawood, Kansas, was found deceased near the Manly Beacon Formation. Another hiker on the trail early Saturday morning reported finding Beacon next to the trail. The Inyo County Sheriff's Office and County Coroner are investigating the cause of death, but Beacon appears to have died of natural causes. While high temperatures are a bit below seasonal averages right now, park rangers urge summer travelers to visit Death Valley safely by limiting strenuous activities such as hiking to the relatively cooler morning hours. They also suggest drinking plenty of water, eating salty snacks, and staying close to air conditioning.
Nevada Highway Patrol continues its investigation into a fatal auto pedestrian crash in Las Vegas.
The crash happened around 9:30 p.m. on Monday, August 16th at the intersection of Rafael Rivera Way and Durango Drive. NHP's preliminary investigation found that a Chevy Colorado was traveling westbound on Rafael Rivera Way, approaching Durango Drive. Investigators say as the truck entered the intersection with a green traffic signal, a pedestrian entered the crosswalk, walking against the red pedestrian crossing signal directly into the path of the pickup truck. The pedestrian was transported to UMC Trauma, where he died. This marks the Nevada Highway Patrol's Southern Command's 47th fatal crash, resulting in 55 fatalities for 2021.
In celebration of World Afro Day and passage of Senate Bill 327, now known as Nevada's version of the Crown, CROWN, Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair Act. The Nevada Equal Rights Commission will hold its inaugural Crown Forum on 2 dates and times. The first session on September 14th is geared towards employers and organizations. The second session on September 15th is tailored towards the community and coincides with the celebration of World Afro Day. The state is honored to feature special guest and Nevada's own National Teacher of the Year, Juliana Urberti, in the 9:15 session. Each free virtual session will provide attendees with information about the law from leading experts. After SB 327 was signed by Governor Sisolak on June 4th of this year, Nevada became the 13th state to offer protections to Nevadans in employment and schools based on hair texture attributed to African ancestry. At the September 14th session, employers and organizations will have an opportunity to hear about best practices, how to identify harassment under the new law, how to address it in the appropriate manner, and how to mitigate these specific complaints in the workplace and in educational institutions. The September 15th session will focus on educating the public about the new legislation, its protections, and how to file a discrimination complaint with the NERC under Nevada's Crown Act. And we'll be right back after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
The U.S. Coast Guard is recognizing the life-saving efforts of 3 Nevada game wardens, and they'll be honored during a ceremony this Friday.
Nevada Game Warden Sean Flynn will receive the U.S. Coast Guard's Silver Life-Saving Medal for his part in the rescue of a 3-year-old girl that was trapped under a boat on Lake Mead last August. The Silver Life-Saving Medal is one of the Coast Guard's highest awards and given to those who rescue or endeavor to rescue any other person from drowning, shipwreck, or other peril of water. Since its inception in 1874, just over 1,900 people have received the award. For comparison, the U.S. government's highest and most prestigious military decoration, the Medal of Honor, has been awarded more than 3,500 times since it began in 1863. Previous recipients of the Silver Life-Saving Medal include Admiral Chester Nimitz and General George S. Patton. 2 other Nevada game wardens will also be honored during Friday's ceremony, which will take place in front of the Las Vegas office of the Nevada Department of Wildlife. Thomas Hamblin and Casey Humphreys will be presented with the Coast Guard Public Service Award for helping to pull 11 people from the water during the same accident last year. Representatives from the offices of Congressman Stephen Horsford and Congresswoman Dina Titus are also scheduled to attend to present the game wardens with congressional certificates of merit.
The Department of Corrections says that they have captured walkaway inmate 43-year-old Freddie Wright. Wright was a community trustee who walked away from Casa Grande Transitional Housing in Las Vegas on July 14th. The inmate was arrested by North Las Vegas police when they were dispatched for a report of a person breaking and tampering with a vehicle. Originally, Wright arrived at the Nevada Department of Corrections on January 30th, 2018 from Clark County. He was serving a sentence of 48 to 120 months for driving under the influence. Additional charges are pending. Nye County says due to the extent of the damage during the late July storms to the community pool at Petrick Park here in Pahrump will not be reopening this season. The town of Pahrump is working with to drain the pool and safely dispose of the unsanitary water. The pool will then need extensive cleaning. Nye County says that due to continued repairs from the late July flooding, the Recorder's Office current location will remain closed until further notice. Nye County Recorder's Office in Pahrump will reopen to the public this past Monday, actually has reopened to the public this past Monday, August the 23rd, but they are now inside the assessor's office next door located at 160 North Floyd Drive. Office hours will be 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The office will be closed for 30 minutes for lunch at noon. Office numbers, emails, and e-records will continue to operate as usual. The new school year has finally arrived, and that means it's time. After this break, we'll get to that story.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
The new school year has finally arrived, and that means it's time for parents to start packing lunches again, which can feel like a chore. So how can you make them something that's quick and easy, but also nutritious?
You want to make sure you're getting all the different food groups in a lunch, so packing fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. A lot of times we're just packing like a sandwich and chips or something like that.
Evelyn Bender is a pediatric registered dietitian for Cleveland Clinic Children's. She says what your child eats really does matter, especially since it can affect their energy and ability to concentrate. She says their lunches don't have to be elaborate. Simple things like whole wheat crackers, deli meat, low-fat cheese, and yogurt are all good options. You could also give them chicken, hard-boiled eggs, hummus, beans, mixed nuts, carrots, apple slices, or a peeled clementine. If you have leftovers from dinner the night before, you could pack those using an insulated container. Meal prepping can be another big time saver.
You don't want to put things in their lunch that they really don't like because they're definitely not going to eat them. So maybe those foods that are harder, have at home at dinner or on the weekends, and pick things that you know they're able to eat.
When it comes to cafeteria lunches, she says schools normally have to follow certain nutritional guidelines, which is good, but it doesn't hurt to look at the meals ahead of time so you can tell your child what foods to pick and what to avoid.
There's a new work-study opportunity that's being offered to students enrolled in the CTE class at Pahrump Valley High School. Educators and students are excited to be participating in this new program that is funded through the Education Grant. Our photojournalist Matthew Davis has the story.
Excitement is in the air here at J.G. Johnson Elementary School. There's a new work-study program that's being offered to students at Pahrump Valley High School, and educators hope this unique program will encourage students to seek out new career opportunities.
So we started a work-based learning program to try to get the kids involved in businesses, to give them opportunity and experiences that they may not otherwise have in high school, to help them determine what they may want to do in their future. So when this grant came along, we had the opportunity to actually pay students for their time in the schools. So the grant will pay for approximately 50 students. We started with this program, the Early Childhood Education Program, because we had started planning last year for the kids to come over here, help at the school, and gain some experience and hopefully go into a pipeline to become an educator in the future and stay in Nye County.
CTE is Career and Technical Education, and it's trying to focus as much as we can on work-based learning and provide kids those work-based learning environments. And so the kids are in a 3-year program. This is their 3rd year of early childhood. So having that 3rd year where they're actually in an internship and getting to work on what they've been learning about the past 2 years is really exciting. For them, it feels like it's worth it. It's that incentive to get through those first 2 years.
This program has been in the process since last school year, and it's been a team effort with the principal and the teacher and the coalition and the grant writers and myself meeting several times to make this happen. So we are super excited.
Well, I first learned about it when I was in about 6th grade, when my mom was telling me that one of her students had a robotic baby, and immediately I wanted to take the class after that to, take care of robotic babies. And I'm really just looking to get experience out of it, hopefully maybe even go into a job with younger ages, like in an elementary school.
Out of high school, I was planning on becoming a pediatric physician, and I wanted to go to college at either Reno or Las Vegas so I can actually still help kids and still interact with them and stuff like that.
For News 25, I'm Matthew Davis.
This next story profiles a local who decided to take his passion of music and turn it into something quite unique with the custom designed guitars. Deanna O'Donnell has this story.
They don't make them like they used to, so in the case of Don Cornwell, he decided to make his own. Don retired from a 30-year career in law enforcement in Ohio and decided to take up a hobby of woodworking in his garage here in Pahrump. He now spends his days creating intricate designs on guitars alongside his wife. Here's his story.
Well, I've been playing guitar since I was about 10 years old, and I was in bands all the time, so I really had an interest in guitars. When I started carving wood, I thought, I just wonder if I could make my own guitar to play and, have a guitar that I actually made. So I ordered one from eBay, and that was the flowered guitar, and that was the first one I carved. seemed like fun, so of course I had to get me some more. I had a flower pot that my wife had a big plan in, and I thought, there's something I could put on the guitar that might be easy to draw. So my first one I did that with because it was easy to draw. So I got to do some stuff with Kenny Rogers and Bob Seger. So they got to play every once in a while with the big band, you know. Yeah. They call you up and let you play with them. So it was fun. I had a great time, did it while I was in college. Then I thought, you know what, I better get a real job, because if I don't, I'm going to be one of those guys sitting on the street corner playing guitar with my hat. I have thought about it. If somebody approached me and they wanted something I thought I could do, I would probably give it a try for them. Or if they wanted a guitar, a specific carving on a guitar, if I can draw it, I can carve it. So if it was something I could actually draw, I'd probably do it.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
So taking a look at the Lerner and Rowe over the camera, Lerner and Rowe WeatherCam, we have an extended smoke advisory for residents who may be sensitive. We'll have weather right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. I'm the prognosticator with the extra flavor, and on a Taco Tuesday, it's cumin. Oh, cumin. Love it. Look at all these beautiful weather graphics we've got over here. Hey, check this one out. A lot of them look like the same. Looks like upper 80s all the way from Fernley all the way down to Goldfield. Beta, you're breaking down at 96 degrees. Hits 102 and 104 in Amargosa and Las Vegas, both up a degree. Also up a degree in Las Vegas, in Death Valley, sorry. 112 degrees out there. You are sweating it. Oh, man. Sweating it. Let's just forget about it and come on down to Nye County, where we put the Nye at 98 degrees here in beautiful Pahrump. 99 was our temperature earlier. South winds to 14 miles per hour. Kind of had a little kick to it today, but that's an average wind speed. There were some gusts. Sun rose this morning at 6:09 a.m. It's going to set this evening majestically at 7:21 p.m. Look for it, plan for it, enjoy it. 72 degrees is where our low temperature will head tonight, as those winds continue to buffet us at about 11 miles per hour. Coming into the week, well, it's going to be a little bit windier tomorrow, 14 miles per hour. But then look at this, it calms down, 8, 12, 10, not too bad. And the temperature is staying reliably in the triple digits, but in the low triple digits. So it'll be like a dry heat, a low wind. It's going to be pretty dang pleasant coming up this weekend. So make some plans to enjoy, and I'll do the same. And we'll all meet back here on Monday and think about it. All right? Sounds good. Back to the desk.
Okay, now folks, please take that smoke advisory seriously. That means stay indoors, keep your doors and windows closed, use your air conditioning, and please do not work outside. It can be extremely dangerous for people that are having trouble with breathing issues and even others. It's just not good to breathe this air if you can at all avoid it. Also, National Service Day is coming up. That's 9/11. If you feel like it, Deanna O'Donnell is holding the neighborhood cleanup, and that will be at Petrick Park, and it starts at 9 a.m. September the 11th from 9 till 1, and that's in conjunction with the National Public Lands Advisory Board here in Pahrump. So that's it for News 25. We'll see you right back here next time.